MalibuWine.com. That's MalibuWine.com or 818-865-0605.
Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program there with our guitar riff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael Horn. That is Paul Stern. It's the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. Joining Paul Stern and yours truly, Michael Horn, the great Tobin James, who just this, about a week ago, for the installation event that they had at the Board of Directors event. And this is really, he is an icon of Paso Robles. Tobin James won the Paso Robles Wine Industry Person of the Year Award. And I can't think of a better person to be so honored, because when I think of Paso Robles, Tobin James comes to mind. Tobin James, you worked, I know, at other wineries. I know you were at Peachy Canyon. Someone told me that when you made a Zinfandel there, it was a west side, because you've got the Highway 101 riding right through Paso Robles, and there's the left is the west side, and the right is the east. And you had a west side Zinfandel back in the early 90s that got 100 points on the Wine Spectator Top 100 list. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Is that a true story?
Yeah, it was in the best 100 wines of in the world. Their Christmas issue, it was unbelievable. It really put us on the map, and it was something that, at the time, I didn't even hardly realize what it was. It was very exciting.
So
and Paso Robles just had a wine that was #1 best wine in the world by the Wine Spectator for 2010.
What was that?
It was Saxum, Justin Smith Saxum. It of course, it sold out in hours, but it just shows you what we're doing in Paso.
Paso is in a great place. So we're talking your Zins over there, and you mentioned the James Gang Reserve. You got that Blue Moon. Don't you have the Ducey? I mean, give us some of the names of the vineyards you work with. I mean, the Ducey brothers are famous, and this is some great old vine Zin as well.
Yeah, well, wines are people too. And I think all our vineyards have personalities just like people do. Like the Blue Moon Reserve, that's John Wayne. The James Gang Reserve, that's Clint Eastwood. The Blue Moon Reserve, that wine doesn't back up, and John Wayne doesn't back up either. It's kind of just a big old sturdy wine that people just go crazy over.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much there, Pilgrim.
And the thing about Paso Robles is I tell people visit because you can't have a bad time. You come up there and you leave, you're going, that was great. Or you say, that was unbelievable, that was exceptional, and then, honey, let's move there. But don't move here.
Don't is telling you to move and not to. What about one of your Zins there? And this is one particularly close to my heart. It's called the Fat Boy.
Fat Boy.
Boy.
We have to have a squadron of Marines guarding that, so I don't drink it. It's pretty much the name is we name our wines the way they seem to us, and the Fat Boy just tears it up.
Fat Boy is incredible. And what about your connection with the Jesse James, the famed outlaw? Aren't you related in some way?
I'm related to Jesse James, but she's one of my twin daughters, Jessica James.
That's good.
But Paso Robles was founded by a guy named Drury James. It was Jesse James's uncle. It's well documented, but you can look it up on the internet. And he pretty much was one of the founders of Paso Robles. So it used to be an outlaw town, but now we've got great restaurants, and it's a really exciting place to come and visit.
I had actually heard a story that somebody once took their horse and just rode right on up the stairs to the bar right above the Paso Robles Inn.
That's true,
Is that a true story?
I was in a bar, 30 years ago, and there was a bar called the Rodeo, and a guy rode his horse in there. And, it was people who were drinking their beers, and they just looked up and kind of started keep drinking their beer. It wasn't any big deal.
That's the way to do it. Now, what goes on in your taste room? Paul mentioned the frivolity, the fun, the excitement. You've got bars in there. There's one bar that you actually brought in. It's a historic bar from St. Louis or something, isn't it?
Yeah, Missouri. It's 100 years old, made by Brunswick, and it's my man. It's the main man. We've got 3 bars, but that's the one I love. It's just you can feel you're tasting your wine, and there's a ghost cowboy standing next to you drinking a sarsaparilla or whatever they drank back then, and it's just got good energy, And I think wine's fun. I think you should have fun, and we're not intimidating, and make great wines, and it's just. people said we'd never make it when it's not a theme. It's the way Paso was. It's the way I grew up. And so people said it'll never make it, but I said I can't see myself in any other kind of a tasting room, and it worked. People always feel more comfortable with the history, with the past, and so I think people are pretty amazed when they walk in the door.
If you're a member of your wine club, too, I've never seen a party that you throw. It's like a wine event. You have, like, multiple bands, multiple restaurants. When you have your once-a-year party, don't you have, like, a release party? And tell everybody about the number of restaurants that participate in the music.
Well, yeah, that's the Zen Fest. Well, there's about 25 wineries, 4 bars, 2 nights in a row. We just don't like to let people down. Mike, in a week, we go on one of our cruises. We're filling up a cruise liner.
Oh, tell me about it. How do we get on? How do we do it?
Oh, man, you know what? We'll get you on. We're doing one more. We're going to the Caribbean in a week, but you're welcome to go on this one. It's in a week, but
it's 1 week.
That's the way they roll, folks.
July, back to the Mediterranean.
Oh, you're doing one in July in the Mediterranean?
Yeah, we've already done one in the Mediterranean in October. Now we're doing one in the Caribbean here.
It doesn't get any better than
back
that.
To the Mediterranean.
That's got to be the best wine cruise. How do we get more information? What's your website, Tobin James?
It's TobinJames.com.
TobinJames.com. You're the greatest guy. You've done wine dinners for us and more on these cruises. I can't imagine a better way to spend some time over there. Tobin, congratulations to you. I'm glad we had you on the show. And, I can't think of a better guy to get the Wine Industry Person of the Year in Paso. You're the man. Thanks for being with us, buddy.
You guys are the best, man. Thank you.
That is Tobin James. And I'm telling you,
legendary.
You can't have a better time than stopping by that winery. I'm just not saying that because he's here. It is a great time.
He'll say the same thing.
He knows how to do it, and the wines are spectacular. Straight ahead, it's the What's Cooking program. Michael Horn and Paul Stern will wrap things up for you.
Who's watching your home when you're not there?